What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Blazed and Confused, the podcast where curiosity is high, confidence is questionable, and logic usually shows up late. I'm Max.
I'm Noah.
So this week we were like, what do we do? We've done a couple of conspiracies, we've done, a couple of cryptids. We're like, what's one more good conspiracy? And then we'll jump back to paranormal and cryptids a little bit. So we picked two big ones again. One of these Noah really wanted to do, and it's going to be our first one. And the other one I've kind of always wanted to do. So first one's going to be what?
So, one that I love, there's a lot of conspiracy around it because it's barren land that nobody has really explored. It's Antarctica. And getting into all of the theories and conspiracies with it because there's more than just one.
Yeah. So when I started looking at this, I'd seen a few, when I first started looking at this, I was surprised. There's like 9 different theories of just different things. Some of them correlate, other ones don't, to just Antarctica, which I think is kind of cool. The thing that I first came across, and my thing, I like to get the history of something out, is that this continent wasn't even sighted until like the early 1800s. And it was more than likely happening to a bunch of explorers and countries all at the same time. Just because they were starting to get ships that could travel farther. And then...
What a terrible place to just randomly travel to, though, like without knowing about it, and then just being like, holy shit, it's cold.
Yeah,
like,
everything is cold, and it's terrible. Yeah,
and there's absolutely nothing here, fellas.
So that was one thing that was cool. I don't know if a lot of people know this. Antarctica is considered the world's largest desert because, it has all the qualifications of being a desert, just not one that you would think of, because when you first think of it, you think sand, which is crazy. Coming across this in the early 1800s, I know you're not dressed as well as you can now, and still even now we don't explore all of it.
Yeah, they say that we haven't explored all of it, and I'm sure we haven't because it's too big and too barren,
Right. And,
but,
everything we design is going to be made in, climates that are not this. One of the highest, or I guess lowest, recordings of temperature was negative 128 Fahrenheit. I mean, could you imagine that? That's like crazy. Negative 128, 138 Fahrenheit.
I mean, you go to Bass Pro and they got like sleeping bags, hanging up in the camping section there that are good for negative 60 degrees or negative 40 degrees or whatnot.
Imagine double that.
And
200
even then,
something
though,
years ago.
Negative 60 degrees. Where in the fuck are you going?
No kidding.
It's that cold, and then it's like, negative 128. It's like, good God. Why would anybody be like, let's explore that?
let's go through there. But that's where a lot of these theories are coming from, is that it's the only place on Earth that goes to an extreme of this measure. It's not always 128 below. It's just like everywhere else. There's temperature fluctuations that occur, but you run the risk of running into 128 below. So, I don't know, man. Nobody wants to go explore it on their own because it's just too great of a risk. And
not only that, but you got Yetis out there.
Yeah, all kinds of monsters that allegedly exist in this Antarctic region. Like the Kraken was rumored to be around here. Same with like Moby Dick. All of that. That's why all these places started going down there, was to whale, because they would, use the blubber for candles and all that or whatever. It's crazy that all these other areas and regions are documented way before this. And, it took us until the early 1800s to come across the Antarctic. It's crazy.
Crazy enough, one of the theories behind that whole whaling and shit during World War II there
Yeah.
was that the Nazis sent. I'm trying to pronounce the name, but it was an expedition to put up a fortress down there because, for whatever reason, people wanted Antarctica during the war.
Yeah. Which
I mean,
is
I don't
odd.
know if
It's
it
not
was
like
just for whaling rights or something like that, or just
see, and
I don't see it being a very strategic like
yeah, but that's
place
what people
though.
were saying. They're like, why would they go down there? It was literally because just like with most wars, while maintaining the home front and if you're going somewhere, fighting there, you also are trying to keep like good news coming from your country at the same time. Like same thing happened during the Cold War. It was like, "Oh, we're going to the moon. Oh, well, we're going to the moon too and we're going to get there first." I think that's when
Yeah,
this whole because if you look this up, it's the German
did we really
Antarctic
go to the moon though?
expedition. That's a whole nother thing. I that yeah, I'm not even going to get into the moon because these are both huge on their own.
You brought it up, man.
I know, but it was unintentional. But this is why. So 1938 is when that German Antarctic expedition happened, and in the same time frame is when this era was known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. So it wasn't just Nazis doing it. At that point in time, Nazi Germany wasn't um, you know, doing all the really bad stuff, but it was just when it was a country also kind of doing its own thing. So it was competing with us and every other country to go get there first.
Yeah, it
That
wasn't
one,
there. I thought I seen somewhere that there was a treaty signed by all like 16
yes,
countries or something like
yeah,
that, if I was correct.
yeah. It's crazy because this was multiple nations, and it was in 1959, preventing military ownership and the amount of weapons activity that can be conducted there. And it wanted to be kind of like the International Space Station and be a area of scientific cooperation between all the countries.
Yeah, which is weird that they all could come together on that. Like, oh
Well,
yeah,
and
no,
that's
Antarctica is the place to go, but you can only do so much. But I mean, I want to know how much. I don't believe it that the Nazis didn't do anything there because there's a lot of
oh,
conspiracies
yeah,
on
there's a
the
ton about it.
Nazis doing like a bunch of crazy scientific work with
Yep.
like advanced UFOs and
Yeah.
creating time travel and
I mean
shit
that and
like
among
that.
other things. But that's the thing is that's the most hard to prove anything happened because there's no documentation of it. And that's what sucks about that era was all these documents of any kind of historic significance were destroyed when the German Nazi regime was being cornered into almost being finished in the war. So they just started burning documents and shit so that we and every other nation that was against them could not get the information that they had obtained. So it's so hard to prove anything is true or not. And I like to believe they were down there doing some kind of alien testing because that's nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't believe the whole just well we were down there for whaling and to do whaling rights and whatnot. I think
Right.
that's an easy cover up. Um, I mean, the Nazis were very secretive in everything that they did, though.
Yeah. As are most countries that are experiencing what they went through. Um, I do think it is wild that there were so many units sent down there after, and they're saying that they were like hiding things or setting up a secret establishment of some kind.
Well,
All
they
of
said that
these,
Hitler actually fled. to that
And
base.
that's but here's
But
why,
they also
and
say he fled to Argentina on a
exactly.
submarine. Mm-hmm.
It's because just like anything, if you're not there to witness it, it's so hard for you in your mind to believe it if there's an inch of a doubt. So like nobody having exact proof that the big bad Hitler died for themselves, everybody was kind of going and saying, "Oh, well, it's it's actually he didn't die." I have a hard time believing all of the they left to there. Because like we already said, it gets to so below zero that even if they went to the most remote portion, they're still going to like deal with that at some point, and they're not capable of withstanding it.
No, nobody is. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, if we haven't done it like willingly now, and I'm sure that we've done it like once, but it's so hard to design anything to withstand that because you're not used to it.
well, I mean, and that's what leads to another conspiracy that's there is the human body cannot do it, but
The
that's why
aliens
there's
can.
aliens can, and that's why they think Antarctica. Blah, blah, blah. That's why they think Antarctica is home to a secret UFO base.
See, and I've
Like
I've read that one too. That one's cool as shit because it's just another. Ooh, what about it? Aliens.
I
You
mean,
never
yeah,
hear
it's one
about.
of those like, hey, this is such a large continent and it's been unexplored and it's basically inhabitable by
Yeah,
humans.
yeah.
But what's to say that there's not aliens there? You know?
Well, I mean, shit, dude. There's lakes that are like so far below the ice that are not frozen that they say are contained lakes from like billions of years ago.
Oh yeah.
And that is wild. It's just like the ocean, man. It is so hard for us to figure anything out about these places that are on Earth, and we know less about them than we know of studying stars.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And speaking of like studying stars, the whole thing behind this alien thing, they think that there's a base beneath the ice. There's like, this is a huge theory because
Yeah,
people have
because they've
gotten,
seen like artificial pyramids
yeah,
on satellite images. They what they discover or think to be like a crashed UFO.
yep.
Like
Like
there's
planes that are down there that should never have made it as far as they did.
yes, and then there's big ass doorways or whatnot that go into the ice is what they're saying.
Yep.
Like
But that one
it,
kind of ties into the other. So with the doorway thing, that there's also a hollow earth theory for this. But
there is.
I want to stay on this alien one for a second because there's some crazy claims. They said that there's like you were saying, they've seen all these things on satellite view, but they're saying that it is ice distortion and weird like things that are generating on the ice that shouldn't be there. And it's just like how are we even getting to where that's happening? Are we literally just, is it like an Easter egg that these developers have put on there? Like Google Earth and all these other places are like, here's what we're gonna do. You guys
We're gonna
ever play
fuck
I
with them.
Spy? Yeah, you guys ever play I Spy? We're gonna put a spoon on Antarctica. But then that's why this one has come. As you mentioned, these giant doors, they think that this is a hollow earth. Kind of like your flat earth we mentioned
Which is
last
another
episode.
theory.
Right. But these ones are kind of hand in hand. So hollow earth and flat earth are like the same but different. Which is,
Same but different.
yes, exactly what I was just about to say. Hollow earth believes that we are on a shell and there's life beneath us. Kind of like Journey to the Center of the Earth. They think there's that. And
There's
then there's like
layers.
people like you that think that instead of going into the earth, that it's just we're contained to like an almost completely sealed circle, and there's more to the outside of whatever's containing us. Um, they're the
Which brings
same
up
in that
the
aspect.
wall. The wall
Exactly.
theory.
So the wall and the door, I'm going to refer to these as kind of the same thing because the theories are the exact same. Um, massive holes exist near the poles. They think that people are like um, either going into the earth there or going through the um, wall. There are hidden satellite images, which is crazy because why would we hide something on satellite if there's nothing there? That I don't like. And then
Yeah,
there's
like the blurred out, like you just can't go there.
yeah,
There's nothing there,
like what
and
they
they
do
say
on
that there's a
military bases.
secret. Yes, I was gonna say they say that there's a secret military base there, and if you go past the wall, but basically there's a huge secret military base. It's home to aliens and all this other crazy
Yeah,
shit.
yep, like interdimensional, like common area basically, which is it's so crazy to think about. But like, how do these theories get traction? And it's because if you can believe the smallest bit, like I mentioned earlier, if there's one thing that's causing doubt, you're going to completely absolve yourself in that one thing until you finally start believing in it. They think that there's reptiles beneath us or around us, giants, ancient civilizations, lost technology. The theories are endless for this hollow Earth, flat Earth theory, um, which is just
Well, I
it's
mean, they
so
keep. I
hard.
mean, they do find some stuff every once in a while that almost grants a hollow Earth theory to gain more traction because it's like, oh, hey, we found this huge cave that's got a whole fucking forest in it,
Yeah,
and they just kind of drop it on us like, oh, look what these cave explorers found, and it's like, holy shit, you guys found like a whole nother civilization, like whole
yeah.
ecosystem down in this random cave.
But
Like,
that's a whole thing on its own too. Is caves is like crazy. I've always thought that people who go caving freak me out.
yeah, the people who can do like the little squeeze through shit.
The thought of just climbing into a hole and possibly not coming back out of it is like not cool.
And
That
how
dude
they'll
who
just
like
like who got stuck.
yeah. Yeah, they're
No
like, "Oh, it
thanks.
was such a thrill, man. I was stuck for 2 hours and then finally my body had just squeezed me through." And it's like, "What?" And
I
like
would panic.
no kidding. But to bring us back to those two theories, the biggest piece of evidence is back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. This explorer Richard Byrd had in his diary of all of these things that he saw in Antarctica: warm landscapes, advanced beings, hidden civilizations. That's where this whole thing got traction, right? Well, here's the problem. Um, they immediately discredited it and said that it's fake or altered, this diary. But the crazy thing is, Bird made strange comments about Antarctica becoming a big spot for global defense. What? Like this dude's just predicting we're gonna have to fight to save Earth there?
I I can see it. I mean, it'd be a strategical place, but I can see it being like an end of the world place. You know what I'm saying? It's untouched, so then everybody ends up there. Because isn't there there's that seed vault too? Is that
Yeah,
in
yep.
Antarctica?
I don't think it's in Antarctica. It's in
Or
Greenland, I
no?
think.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and I mean that's a crazy place to just put something too. But here's the thing that I find completely crazy. If we're talking about Antarctica being the southernmost point of the globe, do you know that there's been like magnetic pole shifts that is like shifting the Earth slightly off of its axis? And they think that what happened like for the Ice Age and all that other stuff, the Great Flood, was when the last time the poles flipped. So what if eventually, over thousands of years, the poles do completely like flip? Not like dramatically, but over all this time. What do you think is going to happen? Because there's a lot of people that think that that's what Antarctica is.
The poles itself and all that's real odd to me, like the magnetic pole and how they will shift and all that. But like if it were to flip, would Antarctica melt then?
That's the thing. People are
And like
saying, well,
if it melts, it's gonna show a lot of stuff. I mean,
but that's what they think happened because, like, up in northern parts of Canada and like Serbia, all those like super remote northern parts of the continents that we can walk on, um, they all have glaciers, and all of the tracks are coming from up north. So that's why that they're like maybe Antarctica isn't even the one that we know. Like, what if the pole's shifting just keeps doing that? It's crazy. It's an absolute
yes.
crazy theory. I I don't ever like to think about the poles completely flipping. I mean, we're not in a place where we would be worried about flooding, but
No, dude, but dude, it gets me.
coastal,
Like,
yeah, coastal would be completely wiped out. They say that it would go almost into Utah.
which is nuts.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
massive tsunami.
And I don't think it would be like super fast. I think it would be over time. And again, that kind
Just
of
like
ties
what is
into
that? Is that
Atlantis.
Venice?
Yeah.
Is that the
Uh,
city that's
yeah.
sinking?
Yep. But I mean, like, think about the theory of Atlantis, right? And we lost this crazy sub nautical
They believe
palace
that the
kingdom
lost city of Atlantis is
is
underneath
under here.
Antarctica.
But that's what I'm saying is, what if with these poles shifting, that's what's happening. It's flooding, and then somehow Atlantis is under the sea, quote unquote, but it's in the ice of Atlanta or Antarctica.
That's I don't know. I believe that Atlantis is actually out there. As far as where it's at is,
I mean, that kind of ties with the theory
I
of
don't know.
like, uh, us being in a hollow earth. That's why people think that we can't get submarines back that go all the way down too far. Is that we go so far that we fall literally through the sky of another layer or whatever. That's where the journey to the center of the earth kind of gave that idea. But that's what people think, because there's air
Huh?
pockets in the ocean that, like, we can't
There are,
explain. So,
which is odd.
yeah.
I don't know.
But
Oceans
that's
scare me.
why
Antarctica is
Antarctica
creepy.
is, yeah, that's why Antarctica's nuts, dude, because it's a combination of the ocean and nothingness with mystery. And it's
With
just
a
nuts.
lot of mystery. I mean,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's unexplored, really. Besides having a secret military base there to study aliens and do
Right.
secret shit.
But even if that's the case, eventually somebody somehow it would be out and it would be credible, and
That's what
it
you think.
couldn't
What
be,
if it's
well,
like the movie Godzilla? That's where they're
true.
hiding fucking Mothra.
Monarch.
Yeah.
That's well, speaking of ocean and conspiracies, like we said, we're gonna get into the Bermuda Triangle. Um, this one to me is nuts.
It's a good one. I mean, there's a lot of just mystery with it. I mean, just you got Amelia Earnhardt, however you pronounce it.
Yep. Flight
Um,
19,
Flight 19.
all the
Several
all the
boats.
crazy stuff.
I mean, our ships. Shouldn't say boats. I mean, they're
Right.
both, but
There's so much shit lost in the Bermuda Triangle that it's just like, why is it, one, have a name, two, what what's causing things to happen over there? It goes
I always like
from,
to believe that the Kraken was there.
dude, and that's what I like to think too. Like, but when you think about airlines, the Kraken would be visible at some point or displace so much water for it to be able to take airplanes out of the sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why the Kraken never like landed on Bermuda. Bermuda has been like the biggest thing of just magnetic weird shit, weird radio transmissions. all kinds of weird stuff like that. And this is, you know, an area that is very large. It's from like Miami, Florida to Bermuda down to Puerto Rico and just basically draw a triangle between those points. It's huge. It's 1.5 square million miles.
And that's the thing. Like everyone's like, well, it's just a heavily trafficked area. That's why bad things happen because there's just more traffic. So it's bound to happen. But it's like, no, 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 not the weird shit where they experience no gauges
Right. Or
or
compass spinning.
yeah, compass completely spinning or seeing the huge like water spouts all the time there, like crazy supernatural weather.
Yeah.
The huge oh, what are they called? Like a
Hurricane?
no hurricanes, but like it looks like a drain. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
fuck. Whirlpool.
A whirlpool. Yeah, seeing whirlpools, those things scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, that is weird.
Just the ocean opening up and being like,
Yeah.
"Yep, we're gonna eat you
You're
now."
coming
Like,
here. By the way, it's not going all the way through the earth. It's just a couple 100,000 miles below the surface and you're going to drown.
yeah,
Nuts, dude. Well, that kind of takes us into the first thing that started it all. The very first one that started Bermuda Triangle conspiracy is Flight 19. In 1945, 5 U.S. Navy bombers left Florida on a training mission. The pilots became very disoriented. The radio messages were describing compass malfunctions. The squadron completely vanished. Then it got even weirder. A rescue aircraft that was sent to find them also disappeared. To this day, I am speaking now, May 24th, 2026, they have not found any wreckage from this event. That is 6 total ships completely lost.
crazy. I mean, they just vanished.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
they
they're
say that the same thing happened to Amelia Earhart.
yeah,
You know, she flew through the Bermuda Triangle and then was just gone. Now they're like, oh, she crashed on an island and
ran
something
away with a
happened.
lover or something, and
Yeah,
I
got
I
eaten by
heard that.
giant crabs.
Yeah, but this is where this is a little bit different. Flight 19's most like repeated quote that they ever put from their radio was everything looks strange, even the ocean. So, what? 7 ships say that?
That's crazy. I mean, just to be
Or
like,
6? Yeah.
oh, it looks odd. The ocean even looks weird today. Like, what?
Yeah. What do you
I
mean?
mean,
Abort, come back?
it takes me back to Atlantis again.
Yeah.
Saying, no, we don't know where it's at. They're saying Atlantis is in Bermuda, and there's a bunch of high tech weapons being used by Atlantis, and it disrupts everything.
Well, speaking of Atlantis, my favorite one also comes into this, like everything. As I said from the get go, if you don't know to explain it, say it's aliens. Because they think that there's alien abductions that occur here. And it's just a hot spot because it's kind of far off the coast, but with heavy traffic.
Yeah. I mean, I could see alien abductions. I could see the the Kraken with like ships or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of ships that are just going, like they
Well,
just disappear. And
like
then
you said for Atlantis, they say that some of these aliens come from in the ocean, which
yeah, well,
is,
and that's the thing that they've shown that UFOs come out of the water.
yep,
They've got it on Navy
which is nuts
recordings.
because what do they say that like jellyfish and octopus and squids are most like alien life forms? Like that it's the only thing on the planet that is the way it is. And
But
to now
squids
say
and
that like
octopus,
squids and
they're
octopus are
dude,
aliens
they're
flying
crazy
ships,
ass animals to me.
it is wild. It really is.
I mean,
But
they actually have a brain and know how to use all 8 tentacles to their
Yes.
advantage, like opening
And be
cages,
defensive.
opening doors, and yeah, be defensive.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It,
The
it is
fucking
crazy.
giant squid that are out there in like Japan and stuff,
That's
those
why
things are
I'm saying
crazy.
keep eating calamari. Keep the alien enemy at bay.
Oh yeah, let them know where they're at in the food chain still.
Dude, it's so crazy because then if you think, okay, if there's UFOs under the water and we already have acknowledged we have what we would say is alien life, what else is in the ocean? Because what the fuck is in the ocean? Anything
They
and
say that
everything.
like the megalodon was extinct several hundred or 1,000 years ago or whatever, but it's like you don't fucking know that he's actually
Yeah,
gone.
you don't
You
know.
don't know that all of these, like even the dinosaurs, they talk
Yeah,
about, oh, the dinosaurs are extinct. You don't really know that.
I was thinking about dinosaurs earlier today. Like, I don't remember what cued it. I probably went past like a Jurassic Quest thing or something, where they take the puppets. But I was
Yeah.
thinking about dinosaurs and I was like, dude, I don't really know if I believe in dinosaurs. It's just the concept of them just completely vanishing makes no sense to me. Same thing as like cavemen and all these other shit that like went through mass extinctions. It's so hard for me to wrap my head around it.
Well, for me, it's like, oh, you mean to tell me that alligators and crocodiles were around when and they're still fucking here
Yeah,
after the the great extinction, but
yeah.
the rest of
How
these ones that were in the ocean, oh
exactly?
no, they
No,
didn't
no, no,
die,
no,
or
no.
they
Go
died. They
go to
died.
sleep, Billy. Go to sleep, little Billy. It's okay.
Like
Don't think about dinosaurs.
yeah. I mean, when you get into the Bermuda Triangle, you're gonna get into the whole ocean talk of it because
Yeah.
there's just so much that goes on with it that you there's not a good answer for it, and that's where, like you always say, well, that's where the theories and conspiracy comes from because there's
Yep.
not an answer. When you
But
leave it up to mystery, this is what you're gonna get. But it's
yep.
one of those like,
And
who's to
even when you
say? Like
accept
even in the fucking movie Transformers, they got that underwater alien base there that rises up out of the water. You know,
you love Transformers, bro.
it's a great series. Don't
No,
fucking hate on it.
I'm
Don't you
not.
hate
I'm
on it?
not. I'm not. But it is crazy because, like you said, there's like different theories that we talk about that come into this. That there's the big time warp theory that comes into this, and they think that it's literal time dilation or distortion that occurs when flying through this because of magnetic anomalies, interdimensional portals,
Yeah, dude.
shit
They
like
talk
that.
about like time warps with it,
Yep.
like they the events that have happened, like to those planes and stuff that you're talking about, Flight 19, the electronic fogs,
Yeah.
that puts them into like a dimensional portal, and it just swallows planes straight up and puts them into a parallel universe, almost like a
Yeah.
hollow Earth again.
Which is nuts though, because then why haven't we discovered some kind? Even if we are to believe the government truly hides the shit that we're not ready for, how has nobody in this triangle, which is like, you know, mostly third world and then like very small countries, how are they not documenting it in some kind of a way? It's so hard to regulate what's recorded there and what's not because they could still be using like camcorders, dude, and eventually some kind of a proof of a plane showing up from the future or a plane showing up from the past. Eventually, that's got to show up somewhere, right?
Well, I mean, you would think, but how do you study something like that, though?
That is, I don't know. I don't know. I
Like
both of
I,
these
you put a bunch of
completely.
monkeys on a ship or something with a bunch of cameras on it, and you're like, all right, we're gonna send it through the triangle and see what happens. And then
But
you get a
even then,
live
how do we
feed of the
track,
Kraken's tentacles coming up, and you're like, holy
dude? If that
fuck, all
happens,
right,
I would
that's
be like, all right, Bermuda Triangle is off limits. Nobody can go in there anymore. We saw the fucking Kraken.
we're done.
Yeah. It is time for us to pack up and leave.
Nuke it. Just
Bermuda
fucking
is
blow it up.
bad. Yeah, and then you get Godzilla.
Yep.
A dinosaur that thrives on nuclear radiation.
But he saves the Earth.
A couple of times, too. Dude, Godzilla's pretty kick-ass. Maybe we should nuke it.
Yeah, I mean, Tokyo fucking hates him, but
Yeah.
he saves a lot of places in the end.
But
But
I don't know, man. Both of these locations are absolute mind trips for me.
oh, dude, they're crazy, and I mean, they even get into the government conspiracies. Like they've been doing operations there, and they're testing secret weapons, and they're.
But that's like everywhere, dude. It's just like, we don't know it. The government's doing crazy experiments, man. I seen it. It's like it's like aliens. If you have something that can't be explained and aliens has already been answered, somebody's gonna be like, the government. Which, you could be right a lot of times, and I think that you are. But I feel like it's just another aliens answer,
Oh, absolutely. I just don't trust the government, and you know that.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, I get it. But I don't know. We'll leave it up to you guys. What do you feel about Antarctica and the Bermuda Triangle? What if...
Or do you think that the government's hiding in those places?
Yeah. And then, give us what you think. But as always, thank you very much for listening. It's always a good time here.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, man.
Hell yeah. With that, this has been Blazed and Confused. Peace.